State Parliament returns tomorrow with ALP headquarters promising clear air for its MPs ahead of next year's election. Labor Party reforms, which began last year, will continue in the background. Here's state political reporter Chris O'Brien.
While the Premier exhorted his 73 MPs,
let's have a great 2014. Thank you.
The opposition leader was preparing with her team of 7.
This is going to be a very important year for Labor, and I'm not going to give anything away, but we will continue to hold this government to account.
Last year, her party wrestled over new rules for selecting the parliamentary leader. This year,
get right in behind the parliamentary wing and start supporting them to the hilt. I think discussions about party reform and the like should take a bit of a backward step for this next 12 months.
But Labor is under pressure to come up with new policies. Otherwise, the government will set the agenda.
Oh, the pressure's on, but by the same token, we're not going to jump to Newman's tunes.
Labor also needs another 70 candidates for next year's election.
I can say this categorically, that it's not going to be a regurgitation of all the old faces.
Perhaps half a dozen of them. The 2014 parliamentary year will pick up where 2013 finished, with the LNP government painting itself as being tough on issues of law and order, such as jail terms and big fines for out-of-control parties.
We've seen the devastation, we've seen the terror in our communities in relation to these people who just do not take any responsibility for their actions.
And stronger penalties for juvenile repeat offenders.
Well, these are exciting reforms this week. They're tough but necessary and fair reforms. We want to make sure that we are putting these young people on the right path.
Amnesty International has criticised the juvenile justice changes, and human rights groups have written to the United Nations. Chris O'Brien, ABC News, Brisbane.